Good morning again. Another episode of Yes Way Jose. We've got a wonderful guest, and we've got actually a creature that's with us too. So we'll have to explain the creature.
Eli?
Well, yes. Well, there's two.
That was a layup.
I apologize. That was really good. See, so we have two creatures. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. This is actually a fun episode because a lot of times we talk about all the things we do here. We talk about elected officials, shakers and movers, small business, and then the great things that the mayor's doing. I mean, he's doing a wonderful job.
Yeah, you talk about that mostly.
Yeah. Nobody else is talking about. Oh, I thought everybody else was talking about.
I
it.
talk about it. Don't
See,
worry.
so I got fans. I
do
fans.
too. I do too, just not in public.
No, it's okay. But we really want to make sure that people understand in our community we have challenges, and those challenges are sometimes not actually directed to us. But when we see families and dealing with challenges that are out there, we have families that take that and they run with it, and they do really good things to bring awareness, to obviously bring hope. And then we obviously talk about, what is it like to actually have these challenges? Because one of the things people have heard me say a lot of times, that's a great sound effect.
Thank you. Yeah, I tried to point it away as much as I could.
And we don't edit, and we don't know. No, he burped. He burped.
No, I burped.
That's even worse.
He's burping on the show.
Try my best.
And so we don't care. We go along with everything. We just have a good time here. But it's important that people know that I say this a lot. Everybody can be good when things are good. We're going to see how good you are when things are challenging. Especially in your case, obviously, we're going to talk more about that. So we have a great guest for you today. But anyway, so first of all, Aquatic Center.
Oh, yeah, you got that out of the way?
Yeah, I want to get that. And then we have an email address.
YesWayJosemail@gmail.com.
Ooh, doggy.
We still I was really surprised I nailed it last time.
Yeah.
Like I was still on it.
And by the way,
You were like, what was our email address?
no, he did a good job.
He started arguing with me too.
Well, maybe. So I want to do this, though. I want to make sure it's going to hurt me. I'm going to break out in a rash. Eli did a great job on the episodes. I just want you to know he made you proud.
That's nice of you.
He's
burping on the show so far this week.
I don't know if that's going to work for us. I think just a suspension.
He had to be on the top of his game because I wasn't here.
He did good.
That's what it was.
He did really good with that. Anyway, so good morning again. Obviously, as we do these episodes, we talk a lot about when we do these, when we actually program them, and then when we actually release them to the public. Sometimes could be.
This one will be around like May, I believe, somewhere in there.
Right.
Whenever you're listening to it, you know when it was. But
Sure.
right now, I'm thinking around somewhere around May.
Yeah. So obviously, we just got through Valentine's Day and a bunch of snow. So obviously, we're really happy that we've got civilization back.
Yeah, we're in February right now, just so everybody knows.
So when we do that, we just want to make sure that we just want people to know when we do release them that we're talking to folks that really make me proud, obviously, with what you guys do. But first of all, let's just say good morning. Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning.
And first of all, if you want to tell everybody who you are and your organization, and we'll kind of just like bombard you with about 1,000 questions.
Okay, so I'm Michelle, and we are part of Seth Squad. Mm-hmm. My son Seth is a 5-time cancer survivor.
5 times?
5 times.
Not once.
How old?
Not twice.
Twice. Not 3 times.
Not 3 times.
Seth-
Not 4 times.
Seth is 11.
11. Wow.
11 years old.
He's a 4th grader at Mount Washington Elementary.
Yeah.
And he's been through it. He's had hundreds of doses of chemo, full body radiation, 2 bone marrow transplants.
Are you listening to all this? I hope the public, when they listen to what this young man has gone through in 11 years of age.
He's tougher than me.
Oh, he's tougher than Noah. Yeah.
He is a tough guy for sure.
Yeah.
And then he finally had a clinical trial at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia that saved his life.
Wow.
So actually this Sunday, so February 22nd,
All right.
is 4 years in remission.
Oh, that's
wow.
awesome.
That's
Great
awesome.
job.
Yeah, so we're going to be
So those
celebrating all
5
weekend.
times were in like 8 years.
Within 3 years.
3 years.
It was
Oh,
very
wow.
fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was very aggressive, very fast. So
So I guess for me, a lot of times when we talk about that, first of all, I'm going to grab the creature, and I'm going to make sure he's on the show here. This is. Would you explain this, Michelle, to the folks that are watching this podcast about this little friendly friend of ours?
he's for Seth. He's going to comfort Seth, right?
Yeah. This is his buddy, right?
Yeah, that's going to be. He's going to love it.
Yeah,
Seth loves little stuffies like that.
Yeah, you
so.
said he has a whole bunch of them, right?
He does. Yeah. He has a whole. Well, because in the hospital, you need stuff to comfort you. And,
Sure.
especially when you were little. Seth was 4, 5, 6, 7.
It's just amazing what he went through, though. Just at that age.
Yeah, and so
we're getting elbows. Maybe you'll get some grass stains on us, and this kid's going through some traumatic things.
Yeah. Now my kids, I'm like, oh, it's just as great. You're fine. keep going. But So then we started Seth Squad. when Seth was in treatment, he had a port, and it was named Stormtrooper.
Okay.
And so he called all of his friends, all of his supporters, his squad of Stormtroopers.
Yeah.
And so now we're Seth's squad. So we have a community that supported us 100% while we were in treatment. Did everything to take care of us, our other 2 kids, trying to keep their life as normal as possible, which was a challenge.
Yeah.
And we just had a community that stepped up, and I think that's what Bullitt County does. They step up and help when it's needed. And so now we have our foundation that supports all the families that are still going through it.
So that's what I was going to ask you. So I want people to really understand, if you will, just break it down a little bit. You started this obviously for helping your family, but now you're continuing this to help the families, because first of all, they need support. They need people that have actually been through this.
Right.
All of us care. We love you, and we don't know what always to do or say, but you've been there, so you're going to know what to say. You're going to at least know your experiences are going to help that other family or other families, right? So
yeah, absolutely. So that's part of why we want Seth Squad, is because it is kind of an isolating disease. You have to be really careful. All the kids are immune compromised. You can't go out in public anymore. We couldn't go to church. They couldn't go to school. Wow. For us, luckily, COVID hit about a year after, so that kind of actually helped us. Not helped everybody, but it helped us because it shut everything else down. And so having a family that's been there before, definitely we help a lot of the families. I just learned this week new rates came out from, I think from the CDC, but Kentucky used to be number 7 in the country for rates of childhood cancer, and now we're number 5.
Really?
And that's just was heartbreaking for me to learn that.
So what do they, when you say that, that's a number. Everybody can say, well, it's obviously getting a little bit increased in the number of kids. So
better everywhere else is getting better.
Again, so my question is, what would you, or what have you learned a little bit that might help the public, or where can they go? Maybe, I don't know. This is something. Why? How does this happen? Do we know?
So with pediatric cancer, it's not environmentally caused most of the time.
Yeah.
You're not smoking and then you're getting lung cancer.
You haven't been in the environment long enough.
Right. And so most of it is genetics. And that's why we need research. Okay. There's a lot of research happening here in Kentucky specifically. Just this week, we were on Capitol Hill in Frankfort advocating for childhood cancer. And in the budget that they're trying to pass is $15 million that will go towards research. Okay. That the state sponsors, because it is such an issue here in the state of Kentucky. But bring it home even closer, so Seth was diagnosed in 2018. And since then, there's been over 12 kids diagnosed with cancer just in the last, 6 years.
In the state?
In the Bullitt County.
In the Bullitt County.
Wow.
In our county, yeah. And and sadly, several of them have passed away.
Yeah.
And so it's an issue that's right here in Bullitt County. And so people ask me, like, how did you know? Like, what happened? Like, how did you know? And Seth, all he had was a rash. And I thought the rash was weird. It was the day after Christmas, and I thought it was strep or something. And I was like, oh, great, we're going to spend our Christmas break sick, you know?
Right.
And so I quickly took him to the pediatrician, and they were like, that's not a normal rash. And within an hour, we were in an ambulance on the way to the hospital, and they knew he had leukemia immediately.
Wow. I didn't know a rash was a sign of leukemia.
Well, this was what they call petechiae rash, and it's where your blood is so swollen from leukemia that it causes pinpoint bruises that look like a rash.
Okay.
So to bring funny, so like when you get a hickey, that's actually a petechiae rash.
Gotcha.
So that's what it looks
You're like, he hasn't been getting hickey.
So that's because it just causes that bruise underneath the skin. So
I guess this is a very informative piece that I'd like to have this podcast. And do you have a website, correct?
Yes.
Would you tell us that website?
Yes.
Because we're going to ask you a couple more times, but I want to make sure people know.
So our website is Seth's Squad. Make sure there's the 2 S's in the middle. So Seth'sSquad.org. Or on Facebook is where we're most active, is Seth's Squad as the username on Facebook.
And the reason why I asked that, Michelle, is can we make sure that there's that kind of information? Do you put things out there like, hey, when you check your child out, you never know? Because some people might just take it as a rash and go a little longer and put some kind of lotion on and think it's going to be fine. And next thing you know, it's gotten worse.
Right. Yeah, no, definitely. We do a lot of advocacy work to help people, or I have people call me all the time, hey, like, my kid has this. What do you think? You know, or, and I'm not trying to scare anybody. Like, I mean, it could.
I'm scared. I would be.
Be.
I would be. I mean, I've got 7 grandkids. It would break my heart at this point in my life to see that we didn't know a few more things that could prevent. I mean, minutes matter in most anything in our lives.
Sure.
Anymore.
Yeah. So it's definitely just, you got to be aware and follow your parent gut. Like really, like if something seems off, and the pediatricians in Bullitt County are amazing.
That's wonderful to hear, by the way.
So, so it's really great. But yeah, definitely we do a lot of advocacy work to spread the word. September is Childhood Cancer Month. So we do a lot in September. I'm sure you've been part. People have seen our toy drives and we do a big football game and all that thing.
Oh, yeah.
So.
I want to say I'm a little jealous of Seth. I met him at one of the functions, one of the fundraisers, and he addressed me. He just took me down. I was like, man, this guy's. I just got to go home.
He had his full tux on.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was sharp.
He was sharp.
He was sharp looking. Yeah.
He knows how to dress and spend the money to dress.
Wow. Okay, but no, he did. It was one of the first times I actually met him, and he was just super. He was on the dance floor having some fun, and we had a good time. We had a dance off.
Oh, well, I know
Yeah.
you like to dance.
Yeah,
I saw your video the other day.
I saw
Michael
the video
Jackson.
too.
I saw
Michael
that.
Jackson.
I did
I was pretty shocked. I was like, that's pretty good.
For an old man.
Yeah.
I was like, I watched that video. I was like, he's like 63 years old. He's up there.
66 in April.
You're 66? Okay, well, there you go. I was trying to give you some years.
No, it's all good. But I do think with Seth, what's nice to see is that this is a really good story. And as you mentioned, there's a dozen other cases, and we have some that didn't make it. And it's unfortunate. So, but the bright spot is that there's obviously hopefully a continuum from a state level of research money that's going to be put towards this.
Yep.
But I think all parents listen. Keep checking your kids out. Always be aware. Don't take anything for granted. Right.
Right.
And then when in doubt, do they have a place they could? Do they have I mean, you can call your own pediatrics, but is there any other place? Is there ways that you have information that they can link to? Like you want to check this out? Because when I don't know something, I just go Google it. Right?
Yeah, be careful with
that.
Dr. Google.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Google
Yeah.
always tells me I have cancer.
Right, exactly. Yeah, be careful with that. But no, I mean, I think your pediatrician is your first stop. If you're feeling like something's weird, your pediatrician's your first stop. You can always reach out to me, but I'll probably tell you the same thing. Go to your pediatrician. And then once we were in, so my other boys at the time were in kindergarten and second grade when Seth was diagnosed, and so the school community also just instantly supported us and. We had people doing our laundry, people coming and mowing our yard, bringing meals.
See, that's awesome. I mean, that tells you that's what our community is about. That's awesome.
It is. Our community just completely wrapped around our family because.
That's awesome.
And when you get into this, you just don't even know what you need. And it's something I've learned. I love to serve others. I don't like to need help.
Sure.
And so many people just didn't know what to do. And I finally was like, if you think of something that you think I would like, just please do it.
Yeah. Because really, I mean, your mind's going 100 miles an hour. You don't know. I mean, so there's no day-to-day
I didn't know
routine,
that my yard had grown.
Yeah, you're focused on one thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So if your friends or someone is going through a tough time and you think, hey, like, even a text just saying, hey, I'm thinking about you, or like drop off a card, anything is meaningful. And I think that's something our community in particular is very good about doing.
Well, we've seen a number of instances all through the county that people are doing things to help each other out. And that says something about our community. And then obviously we see that here. I mean, we see that as the city continues to grow. I mean, Bullitt County's growing and there's more people moving here. We want to show that if you move here, you're with us, right? Now you're part of our family here in Bullitt County. And so anything we can do, especially this is a challenging time for you and your family, but I just think at this point, most people just need to listen to this and understand that we should really be thankful. We argue about traffic.
Yeah,
Yes.
people do argue
all
about
day
traffic.
long.
We argue about anything else that's going on. But when we see situations like Seth and your family, what you went through, we get humble real fast. We understand. Well, we got it pretty good. And I think if people would get back to that a little bit, that might help us, because it seems like sometimes we get upset at things and some things out of our control. That I'd like them to really understand that they got to listen to Michelle, a mom that had to go through a lot, not knowing what she was going to go through, and then see a community come together. and see a young man really. I mean, what the challenges you mentioned earlier in this podcast, like, oh my gosh, 11-year-old kid going through all that, and most of that before.
I can't imagine just the toll from a parent of
I can't even
5 diagnoses in 3 years. You must have just felt like that was never gonna end.
It's a fresh punch to the gut,
right? Like every time, yeah.
And now while we're not in active treatment, there's still a lot of side effects, which is another reason why we're doing such advocacy for research, is because the treatments for these children are horrific.
Yeah.
And they're not little adults. They're children.
It's hard for even adults. I mean, I've seen adults who have treatment.
Yeah. It just needs to get better. And that's what we do a lot of advocacy for that. But one of our biggest projects that I wanted to talk about is Norton Children's Hospital, the Cancer Institute. They have a unit at the hospital in downtown. It's called 7 West. That's our nickname for it because it's on the 7th floor. And they have a family room in there that has a small kitchenette. And when we were in treatment, there was never any food in the kitchenette. Like you just had to bring your own thing, and they have a microwave, and that's like it. And so one of the projects that Seth Squad has started is we stock that pantry every week.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, so every Monday we go and we stock the pantry with microwavable meals like mac and cheese and Chef Boyardee and simple things like that.
That's all my kids want to eat anyway.
True story. I mean, that's all I want to eat too. So. And then snacks, we go through about 150 bags of chips a week, Cheez-Its, Goldfish, but then we also try and put some grown-up snacks in there too, like protein bars and beef jerky and Nutella and anyway, so
that's awesome.
we started doing this in July of 25, and just between July and the end of 25, we supplied over 26,000 servings of food and supplies. And it ends up being about $2,000 a month. And so it's one project that the community can really help us with.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have an Amazon wish list on our website. If you go to our website and click on donate and scroll to the bottom, there's a wish list of pantry items, and they'll get shipped straight to our house. And then that's something really easy. It's not super expensive that somebody can quickly say, hey, I want to donate a box of Rice Krispie squares or a box of chicken noodle soup or whatever it may be.
Sure.
And then we're able to supply that right to the hospital. And that we have found that program has made a huge impact, because when you're in the hospital, A, you don't want to leave your child to go get food. B, there's not a cafeteria at Norton Children's. You have to go across the street to the adult hospital.
Oh, wow.
There's a Subway in the main level, but you can only have so much Subway, which I love. Don't get me wrong. But
I was going to say, can you? Really?
I love it. But, and then, just door dashing it every day, it gets so expensive. And there's really just not a ton of options. We're in the middle of the night. There's nothing, and so this pantry has really saved a lot of people.
Yeah, it was a great idea.
And then we're asking businesses to partner with us and have their employees do a food drive or something, like there's just so many ways that the community can get involved with helping supply food for this pantry.
So I have a question for you. Are you in touch with some of the families here in the county that still have diagnosis of cancer?
Oh yeah, we have actually a private group for all of us that stay connected.
So we don't want to invade their privacy, but at the same time, we just need to know how the county and the community can help. And so always it could be cutting their grass. And so some of the things that you went through, we're hoping that maybe some of those same services, or how you want to maybe talk to the families first and say, hey, this is what folks did for us. Would you be okay? And then maybe doing some things like that. We can get Amber involved, and we'll find time. We'll get some people and we'll go over cut grass. We'll do whatever they need to do. If it's the same things, those things are probably just for relief if they're being done, right? Because you're like, I got so much going on. I'm glad that's getting done, right?
Yeah.
Right. Like I didn't even know that my grass was growing. I'm like, wait, the world's still moving? Like, what do you mean? Like, and so, yeah, I mean, there's always, and if you know a family that's going through cancer or, any hardship especially with, medical trauma, just think of anything.
I would just like you, if you don't mind.
I will.
I put it on, but if you talk to those families, if you'll give us information like that directly in the community they're in, if they're like in Shepherdsville, we'd love to get some volunteers to go help them here.
Okay.
Hillview, Mount Washington, LJ, wherever we can help. I mean, we'll bring a squad.
Yes.
We'll bring a squad, go down there and maybe do that once a week to help them out. If that's something they would like to do, Find out, maybe get a list. Hey, if you had to have somebody do something for you during this time, what would that be? Okay. And then we can work on getting that out. And I got Amber with the community planner. We'll get that. We'll put that out there.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that was done for you is done for others, because I know that you felt really very appreciative of. I know they would too, and it just shows that we're all caring, because we just don't know what we would do if we were there.
Right.
We just don't. And so at this point, this is some of the best things we could do to say, hey, we love you. We're thinking about you and doing this. Because, I mean, I've been very impressed with what you guys have done. But I think the awareness that I think people hope in this podcast, they understand this is more prevalent. 12 kids in Bullitt County. Not the state. This is 12 kids here in the county.
And I would imagine, too, probably if it's genetic and it happens when you're a kid, it's probably pretty aggressive a lot of times.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you don't even know, like, what the genetics are. That's what the science is trying to figure out. Seth had a genetic mutation, but it was just what? There's definitely a few families that are in active treatment right now. And
if you want to identify that, I mean, again, we want to keep it as private as possible, but if you let us know the areas that they're at, maybe we can get with we can work together on that on the side. And
I would love it.
I can try to find some volunteers in each of the areas. I can get with the mayors of Hillview and Jim Edens and Stewart, both would love to do it. And if we can get Larry involved down there, and LJ, if there's somebody that needs help down there, we'll do it. I think I'd like to ask, just husband and the kiddos, how did they deal with all that? I just have to ask that you were talking about how you were dealing with it.
Yeah, so mental health is another huge aspect of Seth Squad. We're actually hosting a mental health conference with the U of L in July, where we're going to be training mental health professionals on how to work with medical trauma families, because mental health...
it's trauma. That's what you said.
It was trauma.
Right.
But it's trauma that's not going to go away.
Right, yeah.
Too. So my boys... sure, they definitely have some resentment and some hard things that they're still struggling with.
They don't understand. These are kids.
Yeah,
right?
and at the time they were itty bitty. They didn't understand why mom's leaving me, and like why everyone's crying and what's going on. But honestly, it has made them so strong. They are amazing individuals. I mean, I could talk about the boys all day long. Braden's a freshman at Bullitt East, and Max is a 7th grader at Eastside. And currently, and they both also have a very strong giving heart, because they understand what was done for our family, and now it's our turn to give back.
They saw it firsthand.
And they are at every service project we do. They are always with us. They just this week when we were advocating in Frankfurt, they were with us. They were sharing their story and their perspective. They definitely...
it's a big deal. It's a lot for kids.
They have been definitely impacted, but I try and focus on the positive impacts that it's had on them. They know it. They know the fear. Yeah. Seth just had to have surgery a couple weeks ago, and then we went to the ER because he had a nosebleed that was lasting for 3 hours. So they know the fear of oh my gosh, is something happening again?
Well, that's a lot for kids to go through.
They're boys, teenage boys. They don't want to talk about that, but it also means they're strong boys. But they have big hearts that can understand it and help other people. I'm really proud of them.
No, like I said, I really believe what I've learned since I met this good-looking, dressed better than me guy. That he went through a lot, but he really. He was a kid. It was interesting to watch him still be a kid during all this.
Right.
And, because you never really know how that. I don't know how that works. I mean, because first of all, it could be limited physically. What you can do. And sometimes you see kids that are disabled. Yeah. But he was an entertainer. I mean, I was a little jealous. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Really?
Yeah. He was sucking up the oxygen.
Sounds like somebody else I know.
But I'm okay with me taking up all the oxygen. When Seth takes up the oxygen,
we know.
Now I'm concerned. Okay?
Yeah. No, Seth is definitely. He walks into a room and but you know what? He was born that way. Even before he was sick, he would talk to anybody, he was all.
He's gonna be a politician.
I've called or used car salesman.
It's the same thing. Yeah.
Wow.
Sorry.
I haven't earned any better reputation than that. Wow. All this hard work over 3 years, and I'm getting called a used car salesman.
You were a salesman, right? Not a used car salesman, but you were a salesman.
I didn't sell cars. Yeah. I did sell things.
Yeah.
But actually, from the time he was little, I've called him my sunshine. That is just, he's had that aura about him forever. And he really can... But he's also been hit hard too with losing some friends here, especially in Bullitt County, where it's been extremely tragic. And how do you explain that to a little boy? I can't even explain it to myself, And so he's definitely been through it, but he loves to give back and he loves to be there for the kids. And we do, like tomorrow we're going to the Bellarmine EKU game, and
Bellarmine. University.
Yeah. So Seth used to be part of the, he's still part of the team, but he used to be on their roster. He was number 45.
Oh, really? That's cool.
And so like the Davenport family,
they're great people.
Oh my goodness. They're the best people in the whole wide world. But we're bringing all the cancer kids with us tomorrow.
Oh, that's awesome.
And Davenport will bring them right down, and have them right there with the team. And, Seth loves sharing. Well, he loves sharing his Bellarmine team, but with people. Come to the game tomorrow night. It's going to be, well, I guess you're not going to hear this, but come to the game next season after you hear this podcast. But they're just an amazing people that just give and love. And so, but Seth, I can talk to him and he's been around adults so much in his life that he is pretty mature in his emotions and able to talk to people. So when a friend's going through something, I can be like, hey, like, what should we do for this? Or what do you think he wants?
Oh, wow, that's
or
great.
what,
that's a great approach.
And Seth is just as much involved in planning our activities and things that the squad needs to do. Because he's the one that lived it.
Yeah, I mean, going through that probably makes you grow up in a weird way, like and mature in a certain way.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine. We talk a lot about it because when we have don't want to bring up school shootings and things like that we see in our society, we have to have counselors come in and talk to kids. We have them talking to teenagers when things like this happen. A child doesn't have that cognitive theory yet, that make an analysis of what's going on. I mean, they don't know.
Sure.
So, so it's just like you're here and then you're gone. It's like, what happened between that process?
Well, the hospital has a really a great program, child life therapists that specialize in this. Child life therapists saved us. Like they helped us explain to the boys, like, hey, this is your brother's sick, but you're not going to catch it. It's not that kind of sickness, because they're terrified. I remember the night Seth was.
I can't imagine.
Like I remember the night Seth was diagnosed, and my Braden had just turned 8, and he looked up at Dr. Barber and was like, why did this happen? Yeah. And was like scared that it was going to happen to him, and Dr. Barber was just like, I don't know, but we're going to take care of him, and so definitely like there's people at the hospital that will help the families, like Child Life, and then there's psychologists and things. But again, like that's part of why Seth Squad is here, so that they have people to, like, we have a support group. We have a private Facebook page of all the caregivers, so that when you need to talk or vent or scream or like, hey, did this happen or what's this? Like you have a safe place to go. And I think that's really important for our families too.
So one of the things, I mean, the running joke is we talk a lot about the aquatic center, but it's an impact in the community, not just here, but as far as the state.
Yeah, we can't wait.
So one of the things we want to do is we tie into a number of things. We talked about senior citizens and having free offer services that they can enjoy a little bit of the pool. We talked about veterans. We talked about moms and dads with infants to 3-year-olds to teach their kids to be around water.
Yes, absolutely.
Because, we've got, the number of deaths across this country from swimming pool accidents.
Yeah.
And so when it comes to Seth Squad, I would like to be able to, we'll take this a further conversation outside of the podcast, but I'd like to be able to take these families and be able to put on experiences like this that, just being around the water, having some fun might be just a great relief after going through all the stuff that's going on. And we'll just have to find sponsors for that, which is not a big deal. But,
I love it.
And to take these families and support families like yourself and some others, that you guys can be together in a pool, splashing around, but yet, parents want to talk a little bit about, hey, this is what's going on with us. Kids are still having fun. Adults are talking about adult conversations as to how to relate to what's going on. It may be a great venue for you, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, we're definitely looking forward to the aquatic center being opened. My kids are little fish, so.
They're going to be sliding down the 2 slides.
Oh, yes.
Next to Travis and Eli.
I don't know about that.
To Jose.
I'm going down. I'm going down. Oh, yeah. I'm going down that 26-foot slide. Yeah. I'm going to have fun with it.
Yeah, no, definitely. And water is so healing on the body, too. And just, I can talk a lot about that, but just, it calms your senses. It's.
Yeah, we think it's going to be a good thing. And again, we want to make sure that it's just about not just the family entertainment, but it also be a service, a community service that could help transitional times, especially when we talk about the challenging times. We started the podcast with the idea that, everybody can be good when things are good. Okay, and I cannot say enough about you, your family, Seth, and just his strength doing all this. And I said, I think it's important for people to know. I think a lot of people already know about you guys. We wanted you on the podcast to talk about this. The website again?
SethSquad.org.
And 2 S's, right?
2 S's in the middle.
2 S's in the middle. And then obviously the Facebook page is more what you work with.
Yep.
But I think for us, we're glad you're here. And we'll have you back on. We'll do some other fun things with this because these are the kind of stories that we want people to know because it reflects on what people do in this community. Mm-hmm. I loved it that you said that people stepped up without even asking, just jumping in and doing things.
Absolutely.
We want to do that for other families too. And whatever we can do, I think that's a great way because people they may have family that can help out. Some don't. You know, that may not have a immediate family.
And we didn't. We don't have any family in Kentucky, so our community became our family and they still are. Yeah. Now they're our squad.
Yeah.
They're the squad. They're part of the squad.
Yeah, and kudos, by the way, for it would have been very easy after he went into remission to try to distance yourself from it as much as possible because I'm sure it was a hard time, but to jump right back in and start helping people. This is part of my
healing is helping other people,
right,
and I feel it's my calling now to you go through things for a reason.
Right.
And now I'm able to go back through it and help others. So
well, I will tell you, first of all, thank you for being here. We're going to put you back on again. We'll do some updates on it. But there's a lot of challenges, but there's one big challenge. I don't know if you're going to be able to do it. I don't know.
I think she can handle it.
You think she can handle it?
Now I'm nervous.
Yeah. So on 3, we're going to say love, peace, chicken grease.
Okay.
Now, I hope you can do this. Is a challenge. This is the greatest challenge of all time.
Okay.
No, not really, but that's okay. But we have fun. So we always end with our signature love, peace, chicken grease. Are you ready, Michelle? Thank you for being here, Seth Squad.
Thank you.
1, 2, 3.
Love, peace, and chicken grease.
All right. Thanks for being with us.
I love it. Thanks, guys.